County of Los Angeles.
Welcome back to another episode of Live from LA County podcast. As you all know, this is where we explore the stories, the leadership, and the lived experience of how our communities in Los Angeles County are shaped by our leaders. And we explore the people that are doing the day-to-day work to make the lives of our constituents and the people who live in LA County better. So today, we are joined by someone who truly embodies what it means to lead with purpose. Lisa M. Garrett is our Director of Personnel, and she has been one of our true leaders here in the County of Los Angeles.
Are you saying that because I'm your boss? I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, okay.
So Lisa, first and foremost, I want to thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
You are more than welcome. This is your show for real.
No.
But look, let me just say a few things about you before we get into some questions that I'm sure our audience just is waiting to hear about. Now, let me tell you about Lisa. Lisa oversees human resources for more than 100,000 employees. Yes, you heard that right. Across 39 county departments, and soon to be 40 with our new homelessness department. Under her leadership, the county has transformed its HR systems, and one of her big initiatives was automate all things HR. And we expanded equity initiatives and modernized how one of the largest local governments in the nation supports its workforce. Well, today we're going to talk about her career journey. We'll also talk about the partnerships that she's engaged to ensure that we're making LA County work for its constituency as well as its employees. And without further ado, Lisa, welcome.
Thank you, Rodney.
You are welcome.
I'm pleased to be here.
Awesome. I'm glad to have you in this
These
chair.
podcasts are actually amazing. So
Cool.
Thank you for that. And the Living Library series is something that we had promised and we
Yes.
have delivered on. And so thank you to
Yes.
you, Ramla, and all of the team for making it happen.
This is, and as we've talked to our audience about, our first segment is with our department heads, and we are trying to create that living library that was envisioned by several of our department heads.
Yes, I have to give a shout out to Lisa Wong, who is over our mental health department, and also our public librarian, Sky Patrick, because they were the ones that actually started the concept when I heard it, and then we have taken it and hopefully moving it even beyond what they were envisioning.
Yeah, that's the hope. And I have to tell you, one of the things that we've heard from the audience is, and our employees, is how we don't hear the voices of people who ran the departments in the past. We don't have them recorded. And this, for us, provides an opportunity to understand from where we came to where we are, right?
I agree.
And so one of the key questions that our audience it's worked really well with our audience, I hear it all the time, is our lead-in question that I am going to ask you. And if you've listened to our podcast, you cannot tell me you haven't heard it, and that you and knowing how prepared you are on most things, I'm sure you're ready for it.
Most things, I like that.
So, what is your LA story?
My LA story. Well, I can say that I was born and raised in Los Angeles County, and I was raised primarily by a single mother, and for many years. And my mother wanted to do better by us as far as education is concerned. So then we moved to Inglewood, still in Los Angeles County. I went to Inglewood High School, yay, and UCLA after that.
Go Bruins.
Yes, go Bruins. I also attended Southwestern Law School, again in LA, and Pepperdine University. So my whole county career and development has been in Los Angeles. And so I love Los Angeles. Not many people can say they were born and raised here. When you ask folks, they're like, well, I am a migrant from this place.
Yes.
But I love Los Angeles County. Its diversity, its culture is rich, its arts rich. And so that is my LA story, and my goal was to give back to the community that has given so much to me.
Now, is that what led you to pursue public service? I mean, you grew up in LA, all of that connection to LA. What led you to pursue public service in Los Angeles County?
In Los Angeles, well, when I was in college, my last year I interned in a councilperson's office. And there, I never thought I really wanted to go into public service. I was more into, I majored in psychology at UCLA. And my plan was to open up a group home for foster kids. But when I went to this council office, and then I had to answer the questions of constituents, they were needing things, I mean, from as simple as, there's a pothole and my tire was burst because I ran over it, to they won't let my mother into this facility, can you help me? Just hearing the cries of the people and wanting to help, I think that is what caused me to have public service motivation. I was sold on serving the public, and I have not regretted one day of it, and I will do it till the day I die.
Excellent, excellent. So, Lisa, let's get into a few questions about how you got to where you are as the Director of Personnel. You are at the highest level of HR for Los Angeles County. And folks, I'll have her explain it a bit about how HR works in Los Angeles County and the power that truly she has and holds in the seat and position that she holds.
Okay,
Talk to us a little bit about that.
How I got here. Some of you may have seen, and if you haven't, I hope you'll look it up. We have a tool that our own team created, and it's called Career Pathfinder. And actually, I was at a CHRO conference last week, and someone mentioned, I love that tool that you have. Well, the reason I'm bringing it up, because that tool helps to show where you are and maybe where you want to go, and where other people have gone from where you are to where you want to go. And so the Career Pathfinder is not my career path. So it was not a straight line, let me tell you that. So when I joined the County of Los Angeles, I joined as a Deputy DA in the Bureau of Family Support for the DA's office. And again, I love the DA's office, and shout out to the DDAs here. But in that service, I was able to use both psychology and my law degree. We helped to secure child support orders, help families to get their child support arrears paid, etc. And we also help determine parentage, and that was very important for many families. And anyway, in that job, what had happened was the legislature said, we want people who are getting support to actually be severed off from the DA's office, because they need to be put first and foremost. It's kind of like when our board decides they're going to establish a new department to draw light on something. Well, this is what happened in the child support arena. And so child support was broken off from the DA's office, and it became its own department called the Child Support Services Department. And so the DDAs were allowed to stay with the DA's office or to go to the new department. And so I made the decision at the 9th hour, right before the clock struck 12, that I was going to go to the new department, because I saw there could be new opportunities there. And the good thing is that I did that. And I was able to serve as the executive assistant for our director there. I was like a DDA 4, which turned into a child support attorney 4. And then I moved up to becoming the chief deputy and chief attorney of the department. I would not have been able to do that if I had stayed where I was. And then as I was serving in the chief deputy role, like just when I thought, I finally know what I'm supposed to be doing here, I got a call from the CAO's office. It was CEO back then, CEO's office, saying, we would like you to come over to HR. I'm like, what? we would like you to come over to HR because they need a manager here. I said, I'm not an HR expert. And they said, that's okay. They really do need someone to manage and bring the team together. Will you do that? And I went home and I asked my husband, what do you think? I'm like, everybody hates HR back then. And so my husband said, is it more money? And then he said, okay, you could go. You know, of course, we make decisions together.
Yes.
And so I came over to HR, and I would say that was one of the best moves I have ever made. I served as an acting department head for 1 year, and then I was sworn in on April 1st. I don't know if there was something with that, but sworn in on April 1st, and I've been here ever since. It's been 16 years since I came to HR, and I have loved, I feel like I'm getting all teary. I have loved every minute of it. I really have.
Yeah.
Just to be able to help families. When I was contemplating going, Stephen Golightly was the director of child support, and I said, I don't know if I could be passionate about HR like I'm passionate about getting parentage and monies and supporting families. He said, look at it this way, Lisa, you'll be supporting 100,000 families. I'm like, yes, I love that. I never forgot that. And then I made a chant, you don't say no to the CEO. So I came over, and again, it was one of the best things I have done. We started off, no, I wouldn't say rocky, but we have grown as a team over the years, and I have really appreciated that. As you mentioned, the Director of Personnel in the county does have a lot of power, but we only use our power to support the workforce, right? We don't use our power to say, I'm this, I'm that, because I've never thought of myself along those lines, but how can I change systems? How can I make the work better and more efficient for our employees and the entire county? And for that, I would do it all over again.
Yeah. You mentioned for our HR teams and employees who are out there, I think something you just said is really important for us to realize, and it is about the support that you're giving to the folks who are directly connected and provided services. Without you, many of them may not even be in their chairs, and without you and providing that support, you make their jobs possible and make their jobs easier.
I hope so.
Absolutely. That's why, that really is one of the reasons why we're here. Now, you mentioned your degree in psychology. You mentioned your law degree. You also have a degree in business, and that's quite a toolkit. A law degree, of course, that degree from UCLA, and a business degree. How have those different perspectives merged? And I heard you talk a little bit about that as it relates to child support, DA. How has it helped you and served you in HR to be a better director of personnel with psychology, law, and business under your belt?
I would say, Rodney, as far as psychology is concerned, psychology is always about the people, right? Yeah. How we interact, how we cooperate with one another, how we exist even individually. And so HR is all about the people. And so psychology, I think, is a good underlier for this work. The law is too, because everything in HR is about policies, rules, procedures, laws, etc. And so meshing those together for the benefit of the workforce, I think, is very helpful. Now, for business, I was not thinking along those lines, but when I got this job, you heard me say that I was not an HR expert. I'm like, I always believe, like in the law, when they say, even if you're not the subject matter expert in this field of law, if you're taking this case, you better learn it, right? And so that's when I decided to go back to business school at Pepperdine in order to learn about business. And there's some good things and takeaways about leadership. Learned about value propositions. You know, when I came here, people said, your prices are too high. We can't afford HR. No, it's about the value of the service that we provide. And it's a true thing.
It is.
We also learned about strategy. Everything is about strategy, right? And so all of those three things together, I think, have worked to help me to be a better leader in HR and hopefully within the county.
Now, you just mentioned strategy, and I've heard you talk about moving from transforming HR from transactional to strategic. What does transformation look like in the HR space for our employees and managers and supervisors?
I'm going to start with from whence I came.
Yes.
All right. So when I came to HR, a lot of things were done all in Excel spreadsheets. We could not find one thing from another unless you went in somebody's files. And so I was like, the one thing we need to do is to transform this piece of paper into something that helps everyone. And so that's when we came up with innovate all things HR, and then and automate all things HR. So it's one thing to have a transaction, say for example, I am doing an examination, and our people have perfected the arts of HR. However, we can't just look at that in a silo. We must look at how this one task supports the entire system. They're all levers for making things better within the County of Los Angeles. So yes, we are excellent at tasks, but we have to look at the entire system, the whole ecosystem of how it works here. And so I think we have done a good job at that, whether it's in exams, whether it's in going to the Civil Service Commission. How does this case impact what's happening across the entire county of Los Angeles? And then how do we use what we have learned to go back to the front of the line and make things better for future generations, I would say.
That's right. That's right. Now, you know, you talk about this almost nation-like place. Like it's huge.
It is.
Over 100,000 employees. Can you share some examples with our HR being centralized as the director of personnel? Can you talk to us about maybe some of the successful collaborations, past, present, future that you would like to see working with our 38 other departments?
I will say this, HR is a central agency, and we exist, in my opinion, to serve others, to serve the departments, to make sure that their operations function effectively, and that they're being able to bring in the best and brightest talent for their organization. So we exist for others. I truly believe that. Some people don't agree with that, but I do, right? And so we can't do anything on our own, really. It requires the collaboration of the departments to make things happen. So I have a few examples, things in the past. For example, parks. When Director Norma Garcia said, we need more lifeguards. How can we help? Well, we help them with an exam process. We help them to change some of the requirements as far as the testing, et cetera. And they were able to get, last year, it may have been the year before last, the whole cadre needed for the parks lifeguard before the season began. We also work with them on timing of the exams. We know when it's coming, so let's start early. I'm also proud of the work that we have done in collaboration with fire, and that was with county council as well, outside council, and how we get more firefighters in seats, and how we make sure that there's diversity amongst the firefighter ranks. And we have some exciting things that are coming with fire, how we make sure that people that might be in camps can gain hire at the County of Los Angeles into fire positions. That is going to be a game changer for not only the people, the young people that are in camps, but also for the County of Los Angeles. I can go on and on. I have a lot of those types. I'll bring one more up, COVID. That was a game changer for us. Why? Because we learned the superpowers that our own county employees, and specifically in DHR and HR within the county, had. And we collaborated with everyone to bring new policies on, to stand up, or I should say highlight telework. I mean, there were so many things that happened to make sure that our employees were safe, and that they had, and even in our own department, what we did is, before COVID was even heard of, we had already started, as you know, to make our employees mobile, right? And so we purchased laptops, and we set up systems so they could work from anywhere. And we did that before COVID, and we were able to survive COVID and thrive in COVID because of it. And so there, COVID was another thing. There's one other thing that comes up. The wellness of our employees was, we always had it at the forefront, but at the county it became in the forefront. And I'm very proud of the work we did then and what we're doing now, and going forward.
Let's talk about that going forward, right? Where do you see the future of HR, right? And quite frankly, the way at least I look at HR for LA County, a lot of things that we do ends up being done across the nation, in some of our cities, and of course in other counties across California. What do you see for the future of HR?
For the future of HR, I believe the county will continue to be a leader. We are the biggest and we are the baddest, but we also have great policies. We have great leaders in our board of supervisors, great leaders in our department heads, wonderful people that have been recruited into the County of Los Angeles. I see great things for HR going forward. I don't want to get all teary-eyed. You know, at this stage of my career, we have seen a lot. I see that HR is always going to be at the forefront. This is why it's a wonderful place to be in. HR is always going to be in the forefront of whatever happens in any organization. Why? Because we are HR, and we're about the people, and we're about the processes, and we're about standing things up and standing people up so they can continue to thrive. That is what wakes me up in a happy mood every day. Who can we support today? And so I'm very excited about the future of HR with technology, with AI, with all of the things that are coming due. We are going to ride that wave just like we rode the wave in times past. I know HR will continue to thrive. And our people will continue to thrive because we're constantly making new programs and seeing what's happening in, I call it the real world or the outside world, to bring into the County of Los Angeles so we can make our own people better.
Folks, I have to tell you, I'm gonna go off script for a little bit.
Okay,
no, but the only reason is I got to tell you, your energy is infectious, right?
Oh, okay.
Like you, and I'm gonna just say how I feel about when you talk about HR. You have, for me, like really internalized what HR is, what it can do, and what it means, right? And I
because
at least,
it's about the people. We believe in the people, and we believe in causing people to thrive. That's what we're about.
That is so important to reiterate to the public. And it's important for our employees to hear that, that really HR is here for them, because sometimes it can be seen as HR, there's this adversarial.
Oh my goodness, that's what we inherited.
Absolutely.
We inherited when we first got here. When I first got here, it was about the paper transactions.
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying they weren't good and they weren't about the people, but we, in my opinion, have brought it up several notches because it is about the people, but it's about how to grow the people too. It's not just like the people are widgets doing jobs. It's about how we grow our own workforce up to thrive and doing different things. And so I'm very excited about, for example, the county university that we stood up. I'm very happy about that.
What is that? What is the LA County University?
The University is
Folks
about
want to know.
all different kinds of programs that go under one umbrella to support our people in moving from point A to point B, or from 0 to 100. It's how we train our people up to gain better employment, better jobs, et cetera, within our own organization. We have now 40 departments, soon to be 40 departments. And what I love about the county, as you can be in 40 different departments, still growing your skills in what you love to do. And we've seen it. People have gone from one department to another. I know of sometimes to the chagrin of the department heads, because you want to maintain your good talent. but we have done just that. And so there's the county university that we have stood up, which is awesome, training people in where they should go and how they can get there. We've stood up the executive leadership development program for those who want to be in executive leadership within the county. We were on, what number is it? 48, class 49,
Yes.
et cetera. And many of these people have gone on to become chief deputies and department heads. That is what makes my boat float. And so growing up our people is paramount, really. Especially with the changing, what's happening in demographics, what's happening in the world outside of the County of Los Angeles. We are about building people and causing them to thrive, which in turn causes our organization to thrive.
Let's talk about technology, right? When you talk about the people and you talk about how technology is changing for the better in some ways, right? Can you talk to us about how we have embraced technology here in the Department of Human Resources and throughout the county to help us be better? And as you talk about maybe some of the systems that we've developed that we are currently using, I'd love for you to tell folks about some of the technology that we're working on, maybe some of the skills technology that we'll have at some point. They'd love to hear it.
One thing that we have done, at least in my tenure, was to start building systems. Everything was on paper and pencil, or the computer. And so what we did is we started building systems, not just to build systems, but to make work easier for all of the county employees. Many of the systems, of course, were for everyone, not just HR, whether it was performance management or what we've done with examinations, et cetera. And so we have done just that in building out systems to help make work easier. We have so much work here with over 100,000 employees and all the things we have to get done. We couldn't do it without technology. Yeah. So we alone have built maybe 11 different systems to support the departments in getting the work done. Yeah. Yes, we have.
I mean, we have built easily 11 or so.
Yes.
And then there's a number of systems that are exclusive to kind of HR that help us do our work. And I think enterprise systems, we're somewhere in the neighborhood of total about 19 different systems that are, our wonderful CIO, Ruzanne Zarifian, and her entire IT team has really done a good job.
We embraced IT. Yeah. We support IT. When I first got here, we did not have a CIO. We did not have an information officer. And that's one thing I really fought for to get it here. I'm like, you're a smaller department. No, but we support everyone. And so through that, we were able to build a lot of different systems for the convenience and also for the effective working of all of the departments. So we don't need to name them, but I'm just saying those are very, very important to our work.
There's another project that DHR is working on, and this project, folks, I got to tell you, is really going to, of course, help our employees, as Lisa has indicated that we're really focused on. And it's a project where we are focused on understanding all of our employees' skills and what can they do so that we can better understand what they want to do, as well as be able to call upon them when needed to apply those skills to a needed area or a needed emergency, for example. Can you talk to us about what you're trying to...
That's what you just said, Rodney. We are trying to build out workforce development. And so although we've had workforce development, we're taking it to a new level. We brought in former Chief Deputy Pamela Massette to work with our teams on just that. We want to make sure that, for example, we're starting small,
Yes.
and the starting small is you might be working in one department, but maybe we need your expertise, or you have expertise that maybe not on your resume that we can use to help the other departments. So we have started a wonderful plan on just that, how we can use our skill sets. We're not just one-dimensional, no
Yes.
one is, and use all of our skill sets to build the county. And so that project is, we've already started on that. What skill set does someone bring to the table, even if it's not in your job classification? And how can we use that skill to build the county up, even build the individual up? So we are working on a huge project for workforce development, and you'll be seeing it soon. Some of it will be rolling out, but we'll be rolling it out to all departments. We're starting off small, looking at the skill sets of various individuals, what's needed in the departments, not just for emergency purposes, but in general. I think this is going to be a game changer because in a minute, it won't be just like, what is your job classification? Because we'll be doing a variety of things. And I know my class comp friends are not going to appreciate what I'm saying, but we are varied individuals with varied skill sets. And so we'll be able to use that in different settings, whether it's in a time of an emergency or otherwise. I'm very excited about this plan that we are drawing out, and not just for DHR, but for all of the departments. And I think all of the employees will be elevated because you'll learn new skill sets that you didn't ordinarily have as you are continuing in your county job. It's very exciting.
It is.
What's going on, and we're just at the tip of it right now.
Lisa, I'm going to share with folks, DHR, we did our assessment, we did our preliminary review of what skills our employees bring. And I'm just going to give one quick example, and then we'll kind of move on, is we asked our employees, what skills do you have? What skills would you like to learn? And we found in HR, forklift operators.
Yes.
Heavy equipment operators. Like, we would have never known that. And having just come out of COVID, having just come out of the wildfires, us knowing the talents that each and every employee brings is so important, because we may not need them to run an exam during the middle of an emergency, but we might need that forklift operator to come out and help us with the major issue.
And that's the beauty of Los Angeles County and the people that we employ, right? We have many different skill sets, and being able to bring your whole self and all of your skills to your job is phenomenal, right? This is why people love and stay with the County of Los Angeles, because you can bring your whole self, I say, to the workplace.
Speaking of bringing your whole self, the team identified a project that you worked on, and I think this is important for folks who might be listening. The county's made strides in hiring individuals who may have barriers to employment, including justice-involved Angelenos. First of all, what was the work that was done by yourself and DHR, and then what impact has it had on helping folks who may have been justice involved or have had other barriers to employment to actually come into the county?
I think that's so important. This is probably, I don't want to get teary-eyed, but this is probably one of the most important works that we have. We have people who have gone to college, people who have great skill sets, people who know technology, and so all is well for those. But what about those who may have been justice involved, and it's sometimes their career paths are very limited because of it. And so what we have been doing is working with those individuals who may have been justice involved and allowing them to see, hey, you still have value. You have value, and you can have a job within the County of Los Angeles. And so we have training programs. We have bridge programs for those individuals. We're working with other organizations to make sure that their skill sets are at a certain level. We can bring them in or train them when they get into the county. that is really important. Leave no one behind. And so that to me is the beauty of the County of Los Angeles. We accept all and we build all to do great work for the people who reside in the County of Los Angeles. So I'm very excited about all of the things we've done in the justice field, all of the things we've done for people who may have had a turn in their lifetimes, but everyone can do great work. And I think that is the beauty of public service.
We may have some folks who are watching going, I want to work for her. I want to work for this department. I want to work for the County of Los Angeles, right?
Come on in.
Come on, there's room. There's always, times right now are a little weird just because of the economy, but the county's going to be here. And so can you talk to us about, I think, championing wellness, right? We have a lot of employees who are, who work hard, who have endured COVID, wildfires. What are we doing to actually support the health and wellness? And what resources do we have to support the health and wellness of our employee population?
Health and wellness has been of great importance to me, especially even before COVID, but especially during and after COVID. So what we're doing is to ensure that our employees have the necessary skills and also the tools that they need to do their jobs. We started out years ago with the wellness program, and back in the day, wellness was about physical wellness, but we have expanded that knowing that we're multidimensional people. So it might be about mental well-being, physical well-being, social well-being, et cetera. And we have financial well-being. Yeah. Yes, we started that also. And we have put that all under the umbrella of our wellness program and have rolled that out to all of the county employees. And well-being is of great importance to us, right? And so we continue to roll out programs on well-being, from the fitness challenges that we've had and have now changed to other aspects of wellness, because we know that we are multidimensional people and we need to have services that support our employees. And so we have done a lot in the area of wellness, and I know that will continue to grow. How we develop people from when they get here to where they're going, that is very important in the County of Los Angeles. We like to grow our own talent. We buy talent and we build talent. And so well-being is very important in the County of Los Angeles. If you've ever been to any of our fitness challenges, they are awesome, but the fitness is not just about physical fitness, it's about mental well-being and other well-being in general. And we have rolled out a lot of programs for that because we are multidimensional and we try to capture the employees where they are on every one of those dimensions.
I often see since we have such a large workforce, that we can impact our communities, right? And before that question, you were talking about helping those with employment barriers. Mm-hmm. I was just thinking, as you were giving that answer, about the pipeline programs that the County of Los Angeles has. Someone's going to stumble upon our podcast. They're going to love it. They're going to subscribe. They're going to like. And one of the things that they may want to hear about are some of our various pipeline programs that they might want to think about, if not for them, for someone in their life, for someone in their lives, or someone that they know. Can you talk to us about some of those pipeline programs that we have, and how someone might even, how they can contact us potentially to get involved?
We have various pipeline programs, several pipeline programs, whether you've been justice involved, not a problem. We partner with other organizations to give the individuals the necessary skill sets that are required to come into the County of Los Angeles. We have pipelines for veterans. We have so many pipeline programs. You could probably mention some of them.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You mentioned veterans. We have our Temp LA program,
Which is one of my favorites,
right?
yes.
So we have Temp LA. We have also our student worker program.
Yes.
We have our management fellow program,
Which is one of my favorites
right?
also.
We have our administrative intern program.
We have over 7 or 8
Yeah.
internship programs to build people up before they come to the county and once they're in the county, because we are about development and allowing people to grow where they are, but to move further in their careers. And so we'd like to start with them, and we'd like them to stay with us. And that's why all of the departments, you can go from one department and rotate amongst 40 departments. I don't know if you could do that in a career time, but we have many options for people coming into the county to grow, to develop, and to give back. This is the favorite thing I love about working for the county, is to give back to others and reach up and bring them into the county, give them a place to work, give them a place to thrive, and then they in turn support their families,
Yeah.
they support our communities, etc. And so working for the county, I'm going to say it, and I'll take a plug, a shameless plug, is the best job that anyone could have. My mother worked for the county. What?
Tell
Yes,
us about
she
that.
did.
Tell
What?
us about that. I mean, because that speaks to, like, you had talked about your motivation, but you also had an example of someone in your own home.
I did.
Tell us the story about your mom, and where did she work, and what did she do?
Let me start with my mother. Initially only had a high school education, and then she got married and she had some children. Anyway, she finally came to the County of Los Angeles. She started as, I think, a clerk or a secretary, probably a clerk, because she wasn't good at typing at the beginning.
Okay.
But the beauty of the County of Los Angeles is this: you can come in as a clerk and work your way up to department head. We have some examples of that,
We
like
do.
Cheryl Spiller, right?
Yes.
She worked in DPSS, for some of you who might not know her. But my mother started with the county, and she really did have what I call public service motivation. Her whole goal was to help others. And so she started, and she worked in DPSS. She started, and she worked her way up the system. In the private sector, that's probably unheard of, but she kept taking the exam, she kept getting promotions, etc. And that is what allowed me to start loving the county, knowing what the county did for my mother. She ended up, I think, as like an assistant director in a department after all the years that she worked here. But she not only worked for herself, but she worked to bring other people up. And I just want to say this, I'm getting teary-eyed, but at one of our management councils, one lady came to me and she said, is Ruth Garrett your mother? My mother was still living at that time. And I said, yes, she was. And she said, I can't tell you what a blessing she was to me and the people who worked on our department. She made us take exams. She taught us how to take exams. She told us how to apply for jobs within the county, and all of them have progressed through the system. I'm like, thank you for telling me that. Do you mind if I put you on tape? And I was able to show that to my mother. She was ill at the time. Like, this is the beauty of public service, and this is what you did for all of these people. I hope when my turn comes, someone will say, well, this is what you did for all of these people, because it's worth it. And that's what it's about, helping others to thrive.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that personal story. I've heard it, and I think that that's a huge part of your motivation, knowing that your mom
could go from a high school diploma all the way up to the executive ranks in a department. That is the beauty of the County of Los Angeles, Rodney.
And the impact is not just on her.
Right.
It was on you as well.
Absolutely.
It helped you to see what you can become and what you can do.
And what other people can become.
That's right.
I always say it's not about me, it's about us. And so I have seen that over the years, how people have gone different career paths and have made it to the top of their organizations and to the top of the county. And to me, that's what it's about, right? Causing people to thrive. And that's the beauty of Los Angeles County in a nutshell.
For employees that are listening, because I think they would be interested in knowing what in your estimation does it take to be that type of employee who may be a clerk. You may be in that clerk position now. What are the skills? What should you be doing from your estimation to kind of move throughout the ranks? Is it perfecting where you are? Is it I often think about, I was told early on, find the 5 jobs that you qualify for next and figure out what you need to be doing in order to get there.
And that was good advice.
Yes.
So for us, as you know, we have the Career Pathfinder, and I'm very proud of that tool because you can be in one position today, but where do you want to go next in your career? It's always important to be looking at the next, not because you're unhappy where you are, but because all of us can grow and thrive in this beautiful place we call the County of Los Angeles. And I'm not just saying that because I'm the Director of Personnel. I really believe that, how we can grow. And so this Career Pathfinder is a great tool. If you haven't looked at it before, you put in where you are today and where you might want to go tomorrow. And that has helped many people. I was just, let me just say as an aside, I was just at a conference just last week, and someone brought up our Career Pathfinder. They don't even work for the county. I'm like, how can we use that? But the county has now almost 40 departments. And there's so many things that we can do in this space, but it is important to look at what's next. What skill sets are you going to need next? And we not only have that, but we have the tools in our learning department to show how you can go from one skill set or one job to another and so on. So I would say look at Career Pathfinder because it's a great tool that our team developed, and I know will continue to evolve. But if you're at one place and you want to go somewhere else, it shows you the paths that other people have taken, and you're no different. You can do the same.
The next step to that is after you look at the Pathfinder, take a look at, and it tells you the jobs. Take a look, folks, at the job specs for job specification, just job description for the next job.
Yes.
Know it, right? If it's telling you that you need a particular experience, you work with your current management to get that experience while you're in your current role, so that when you interview for the next role, you can definitively say.
And that's why HR is here, right? HR can help you to do that, right?
Absolutely.
Where do I want to go next? What are the skill sets that are required for the next, right? And then you start building up your own toolkit to go where you need to go next. And I can tell you all of the department heads and all of the departments will be willing to help any employee who we see wants to do the next. And the county is a wonderful place because we have so many positions and so many places you can go. Like the Dr. Seuss book, all the places you can go, all in one organization. Well, I say racking up continuous service credit. That's not something for some people who are coming into the to the workforce today. Where do I want to do next? But the county, you can work in so many different departments, gaining your skill sets as you go. But the best part of working for the county is public service, serving others. I would do this job for free. My husband wouldn't allow it, but I would do this job for free because I believe in supporting our people and supporting the public. It's a privilege to work in public service. It really is. I'm not just saying that because I'm on this camera. I'm saying that because I believe it.
Yeah, and if you have that muscle, if you have that bent, it'll show. And Lisa, when I worked at a private law firm, I'm there, I'm doing this work, and they knew my history working for public service, and they were like, you know, you care so much about people that really, that was like the thing you should really be doing. So it'll come out in you.
It will come
and
out.
we help develop it.
And you won't be happy until it comes out,
That's
right?
right.
Yes.
That's right.
We can make more money elsewhere, but why, right?
Yeah,
It's about, for me, it's about the people and building them up where they need to go, and about building our departments up to be the best and brightest in the nation, and I believe we are.
That's right. That's right. So that was the fun part, Lisa.
Okay.
You say, yeah. But look, I have some questions that I'm going to ask you because I really want to figure out if we can get a little bit more information about you the person. So I'm just going to ask you some questions.
What?
And let's have a little fun. It's you know, they're not bad.
Is this like truth or dare, and I can say dare?
Some of them may be, but let's test you out.
Okay.
So, what's one thing people would be surprised to learn about you?
One, people be surprised to learn about me. You already know about my family, and I have 2 wonderful sons.
What about maybe your UCLA years and something that you did at UCLA that put you at a lot of sporting events and
Okay, Rodney, Mr. UCLA. I used to be a UCLA cheerleader, yes, and so I love that, and I loved our team, and it's all about team spirit, and we were able to travel around the country. It was very nice, and so yes, that was what I did, and I'm a cheerleader for the County of Los Angeles.
That's it. That's it.
Yes.
What's your favorite comfort food after a long day?
Ooh. You know, I'm trying to reduce, so let me see what that would be.
Yeah, if you didn't have any limitations, you could go there too.
Okay, I've had no limitations. Unfortunately, I love cake and cookies. I do love sweets, and so I try to limit them because I want to be healthy. And we started the whole fitness challenge, and so I have to be an example of that. So cake and cookies are some of my favorite things.
What's your go-to reset ritual after a long day?
After a long day, I often like to maybe go for a walk. And we have a walking park near my house. And my husband and I do walking, whether at night or sometimes early Saturday mornings. And that is a place where I enjoy outside, outdoors. I might have my music on and just contemplating what happened last week and contemplating what's coming for the next. So I would say that.
Who were key mentors or influences over your career?
That's a good question. I have had so many, but one person I would say, and some people will know this name and others will not, Gilbert W. Lindsay. He was a council person in the city of Los Angeles, and he gave me a job working in his office, and that internship was very helpful to me because then I got to see how public service works, and I think it helped develop in me public service motivation. Yeah. I would also say, who else?
Well, let me. While you're thinking of the next person, I just want to say something about Gil because I do love LA politics, and let me tell you a little bit about Gil Lindsay and why I love that answer. Gil actually started as a janitor for the city of Los Angeles, became a council member, folks, and helped build the modern downtown skyline that we see today. As you go down Figueroa, if you're ever in LA near the convention center, there is a monument on Pico and Figueroa to him.
Wow, you know the address, the location, and everything.
Yes, I do.
Yes, it's
so
very
if you come
nice.
visit, there's a picture that, depending upon the position that you come toward it, it changes the angle how he is sitting. And I got to tell you, you having had the opportunity to work for him is really amazing.
To see that he was a janitor starting out, and he made it to the highest ranks in the city of Los Angeles, that was always a big motivation for me. And he allowed his staff to thrive and to do great things. So I'll always have my hats off to him.
Yeah. What did you think about Tom Bradley as a
I love Tom Bradley. Let me just say, every time I saw him, like, I wish Tom Bradley was in my family. He did move around the corner from me. But Tom Bradley was amazing because he also, actually, I took kind of a career path that he did. He worked for the city of Los Angeles, and then he went to law school at night. I had to go at night because I could not quit my job. I needed to make a living. And then he went to, start working for the city of Los Angeles. He changed the world for the city. And so that public service motivation has always endeared itself to me. I think very highly of Tom Bradley and his family. He actually, in later years, moved around the corner from where I was, and just to see him going to work, Tom, because he was such a great figure within the city of Los Angeles.
If you could spend a day, you had nothing on your calendar, complete, like,
that's a change.
You had to, tell me about it, and you had to, and we forced you to do something that just reinvigorated you. Where would we find you? Would it be that walk again, or where would you go in LA? Where's your place?
My place. Sometimes, I went to UCLA, and I like to walk on UCLA's campus. And I remember all my bright ideas and what I wanted to be when I grew up. And so being able to go back there reminds me of that, and it gives me a grounding. Not only that, but the campus is so beautiful. And so sometimes I do go back and think, have I achieved everything I wanted to achieve? What's next? And so that is probably the place that I would like to go back to, but that always reminds me of where I was, and just the possibilities. They're really endless.
So what's a guilty pleasure TV show or movie you secretly love? And I'm going to tell you folks, one-liners. Lisa has some one-liners from movies that, that every now and then it'll come out in a meeting. I'm like, oh, she's
never
been
give
watching.
up, never surrender. I mean, I have a whole bunch of those. But what's the question?
So tell us, guilty pleasure TV show or movie that you secretly love.
I wish I could say I can watch movies. Sometimes I just don't have the time. But
Any
my
movies?
goodness.
Any movies?
I have so many that I love. Never give up, never surrender. For this Christmas season, one of my favorite movies, of course, It's a Wonderful Life, and showing how someone with meager means but with a heart for public service, could do great things for the community. So I will always, that's one of my very favorite movies, keeping in mind your family, the people you serve. It's about public service. People might not think that, but I love It's a Wonderful Life. I also love Eddie Murphy's Christmas movie. I don't remember what the name of it is.
Okay.
No,
I don't
it's a
remember.
Recent Christmas
Team,
movie.
anybody? We'll put it up on the screen. Or
Yeah. I do.
And it'll be a picture right here.
I do appreciate that.
If you had one superpower that to make the workday easier, what would it be?
If I had one superpower, it would, to make the workplace easier, it would be to give the employees the necessary skills to get their job done, but not just where they are, but to train them up for where they need to go or where they want to go. The county is such a beautiful place, and it's such a big place with 40, soon to be 40 different departments and so many many jobs you can have within the county. And so that would be what I would like to do. Hopefully I've done some of that already.
Absolutely.
But I would continue doing that until the day I'm gone.
This is my final question. If you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, right, when you were starting out, what would that be? Looking back now.
I would say, I would tell my younger self, and I'm not kidding when I say this, serve others. I think that's the highest thing anybody can do is to serve others. And so that's the beauty of the County of Los Angeles. We can serve those who are highfalutin with lots of money. We can serve those who have no money. We can serve those who are starting their career path, all the way to those who are in the department head. Even the board of supervisor ranks, serve others. I will live out my entire life serving others.
Now, at some point, did you, because I'm thinking about your career trajectory and this theme of serving others, even when I was asking you about personal questions about you, right? Like one thing you could tell your other self, I can appreciate. It all went back to other people. Versus,
I believe it's never really just about us.
Okay.
It's about serving others. I really believe that.
So I'm going to go into what's called our lightning round, right? So the purpose of this is the first thing that comes to mind, right? You don't think,
Okay.
you just give it to us, right? Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Work from home or office vibe?
Office vibe. And people are going to get me for that.
Sorry.
But there's something about working with others that you don't get at home. Yes, you can see people on the screen, and I support telework, as you know, and we were on the forefront of supporting telework. But there's nothing like being in the office with people and having innovation labs just amongst the people in your department. So I'm going to say that. Don't get me for that, but I will say that.
One word to describe your team.
Excellent.
One book you always recommend.
The Places You Can Go by Dr. Seuss. And that's for grown-ups and for kids.
Yeah, right? What's your leadership superpower?
I hope my leadership superpower is encouraging others to see what they can accomplish. We all come into the county and we have certain skill sets, but sometimes we don't always think about things we can do beyond just our box. And I hope I can help people see what's next for them.
Cook at home or dine out?
Uh-oh. I love to cook, but I'm going to say dine out. Dine out for 10, Rodney.
See, movie line, see? Now, do you have a place?
Dine out?
Yeah, do you have a place? No, you know what?
I have a lot of places.
Exactly.
I have a lot of places.
Yeah, sorry, all the restaurants in LA. You know, we don't want to.
I have a lot of places.
Okay, so okay. I won't even do that. Paper resumes or digital all the way?
Digital all the way. Right? You don't have to worry about the paper resume being lost. The digital can go anywhere at the split second. Skills
or attitude? What matters more?
I love that. Skills or attitude. It's very close. Because if you have the skill set, your skills will take you where you need to go. But attitude is even greater because you can have all the skills in the world, but if you have a bad attitude and you're not willing to work or support others, your skills are not even going to help you. So I'm going to say skills, Alex, for 25.
You're going with skills.
I'm going to go with skills.
All right. Give me a song or artist that's in rotation for you right now. You jump in the car, what are you bumping? No, I'm you know. And I know you listen to gospel music. Is there one artist that that you really like?
I like a lot of different artists, but I also love classical music, you know, and so that calms me down.
Nice.
And that I used to play the flute when I was growing up, and so in the band and in the orchestra, and so though I do love classical music.
Okay. Is there a favorite? Okay.
I can't say.
If you didn't have your current position, what would you be doing?
To be honest, I think that I would be on the mission field, helping others to realize their dreams, helping others, whether it's to get water in their community or developing skill sets to help them to advance within, you know, a career path, or just to make more money for their families. I think that's what I would do.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. missionary work across the world.
world.
We need it in LA, but
Yes.
man, the world, it is, there are opportunities to help serve people.
And that is the beauty of public
Yeah.
service. I know people are like, oh, she's just, no, this is what I really believe.
Yeah.
Public service is the highest form of job that you can actually have. And actually, it's not even a job because you love it, right? And so public service motivation, public service to help other people get where they need to go, that is, to me, the most important thing.
Is there a particular decision early on in your career that you're particularly proud of? Where if you had gone right, or left in this case, if you had gone left, you may not be sitting in this seat.
I would say coming to the County of Los Angeles, and I'm not just saying that because I'm the Director of Personnel, but I love the County of Los Angeles. My mother worked here for 30 years before she retired, and I saw from pictures, from most of it, how she progressed up, how the county provided a career pathway for her, someone who had only a high school education. I love the County of Los Angeles, and my goal is to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to develop themselves, to move into new levels of service within the county. Public service is the best job that anyone could have. I know I'm preaching to the choir,
believe you.
but it's
We
the
believe.
best job
I
that
believe.
you could have to build others up, to allow them to support their families,
Yeah.
to build up the people that work in the organization
Yeah.
so they could give their best selves to not only the county but to their families. The county is a great place to work. We have great salaries, great benefits, etc. I love the County of Los Angeles. I'm going to be wearing that like little logo. I love LA. No, I love LA County.
Okay, so my very last question in this segment, aside from the county, aside from public service, what's something that you're thankful for?
I can say I'm thankful for life, health, strength. I'm thankful for my family. I've been married for several years to one person, and I'm also thankful for my two sons. They are thriving where they are, and it's a blessing. It really is.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Well, that was our lightning round, folks. We got to know a little bit more about you, and quite frankly, we, what I took from our lightning round is, man, through and through, public service.
Public service.
Through and through.
Public service.
A cheerleader from UCLA to the County of LA.
And still a cheerleader.
And still
for
a
the
cheerleader
County of Los
for
Angeles.
the County of Los
Oh,
Angeles.
the places you can go in the County of Los Angeles. I
There it
believe
is.
that.
There it is. So I have a few closing out questions, and I really do want to thank you for being our guest here today.
Thank you for
It's
having
been
me.
a pleasure. What does, and I know you've said it, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to talk directly to our employees. And if you'd look at your camera right over there, tell our county employees what you appreciate about what they bring to the public service that you're so proud of.
The county is nothing without you. The county is the people that work here and all of the departments here. Over 100,000 folks who work for the county that make the county run. I want to say, I know you didn't ask me this, but thank you for all that you do for the county, for what you do for your departments, for what you do for the public. There is no greater work, in my opinion, than public service work. So thank you. Thank you for developing yourselves to move to the next level of service within your own departments. Thank you for everything you do. The county is a wonderful place to work, and in large part is because of what you do. Thank you.
Yeah. So you just generally gave to our county employees that statement. I'd love for you to now talk to our Department of Human Resources employees. And I'd like you
What can
to...
I say? They're the best. What?
I'd like you to
say?
tell them that, and I'd like you to make your statement just, thanking them for the work that they've done.
To my HR family and team, thank you, thank you, thank you. Sometimes it's difficult to be in HR because we do the work for others, right? But you should know that the work you do is valued. The work you do supports all 40 county departments and all 100,000 of our employees in the County of Los Angeles, in addition to doing your own work. So I want to say thank you for what you do day in and day out. Thank you for always thinking of bigger and better programs that we can roll out to our people. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all you do, because without you, we would not be, right? So thank you. Thank you for every new program that you dream up. Thank you for putting sometimes your own families on the line to do the work for HR, because we are HR all together. So thank you. I can't say it enough. Thank you. And I hope I tell you enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you for who you are and what you bring to the table and what you give to all 100,000 employees that call Los Angeles County home.
Lisa, I want to thank you. Give me a minute. I'm going to talk to our audience for a second, because that's a wrap, folks, on another episode of Live from LA County podcast. And this was just another conversation where we hope you were inspired, informed, that we maybe helped ignite a few additional ideas. Thanks to Lisa, our Director of Personnel. And we want to thank you.
Thank you
for joining us today.
Thank the team for putting this on.
Right?
Yes.
Awesome team.
Another big idea from HR.
Executed. Check. And we want to thank you for sharing such thoughtful insights and a few laughs along the way. Your leadership shows through and through that you are a public servant and that you really do work for the people and to improve people. And we, as a team, we really do want to thank you for all that you're doing, and will, of course, continue to do. Now, for our listeners, thank you for tuning in, and we'd like you to stay tuned, subscribed. We'd like you to keep listening to our wonderful leaders here in Los Angeles County. Learn more about what we're doing, what you might be able to do to help others, right? And inspire others along the way. You heard some stories today from, no matter where you are, people have gone from, a clerk, one of our lowest level classifications in the county. It is a start. It is not where you end up.
Yes.
And you've heard plenty of stories where we've had folks go to department head, and the places you can go.
The places you can go in the County of Los Angeles.
And with that, if you'd like to learn more about the County of Los Angeles or DHR, you can always go to our website at hr.lacounty.gov. And again, thank you. Subscribe, like, we appreciate you. And until next time, keep leading, keep learning, keep laughing, and keep making a difference. Take care.